Good afternoon. I feel like I have this framework of feeling like I'm inferior. And so it's like I love all the information and I understand it and I can get to a place where I feel a little bit better. And when I'm in my car, and then as soon as I walk into work or almost any place, it's like it's all of a sudden it's just like the tension just starts coming up. And
so when you're by yourself, you feel more valued. And when you're around other people, you feel less valued?
Yes.
Well, you know why? It's because, and you're not alone in this, most everybody you know does this to some extent, but when you are looking to others for how they feel about you, you're always in trouble because they're not as interested in you as you'd like them to be. And they're not as often connected to source energy as you'd like them to be either. So you get all kinds of negative feedback, not because there's something wrong with you, but because you're counting on getting positive feedback from a place you can't get positive feedback. So the thing that you've been counting on can't be. And so right away, you start feeling a little inferior. Another thing that happens, and we can really feel this happen to you, you want so much, you are an uplifter to the very core of your being. And you want people to be happy when they're around you. And you took it upon yourself to be the factor that makes them feel good. You tried your very best to be the way you thought you needed to be so that they could feel good. And you were pleasing to them a good deal of the time. But you couldn't do enough to maintain their happiness. So you began to feel early on in your life like a failure because they sort of made you feel like you were responsible for their happiness, but you couldn't make them happy, you see. So now you have to give all that up. We say, there's nothing we want more for any of you than to hear you say and really mean it, I don't give a rip what anybody else thinks. I just want to be in connection with who I am, because when you're in connection with who you are, then you're of value to everyone who crosses your path. But if you are not feeling good about who you are in the way your inner being does, then you don't have anything to give the others anyway, you see. For example, let's say that you get out of your car and you walk into your place of work. Now give us a description of what you meant, how right away you feel less good than you did. What do you mean? What happens?
Let's see, well, my office mate, she's a really dynamic person that everybody really likes and looks up to, but she has a real strong, very controlling kind of personality, and it's not in a bad way. I don't think anybody looks at it as a bad way, but even in her recognizing that I'm much more of a submissive personality, and she tries not to abuse that, so to speak, she gets on a roll with what she does and how she is, and I immediately am just, wanting to kind of do whatever I can do to help her or to answer her questions because she's more new to the job.
Well, let us give you something. This is a very normal thing. In other words, if you're dancing with someone, it's nice that one of you chooses to lead. Because if you're both leading, it could be sort of a competition about what you're going to do next. And so there's nothing wrong with dancing with someone. And the thing that we're wanting you to hear is you're learning to dance with people. You're not trying to prove your worthiness. You're not in competition with any of them. You're trying to find ways that the best of who you are can co-create together, you see. And sometimes we think that what happens with you is that you feel competition because you're trying to prove your worthiness through your action or through your energy or through your mind. And there's no worthiness to prove, you see. So next time you find yourself feeling a little less than because your office mate is performing so powerfully, appreciate her and feel yourself return to your fullness. Appreciate her and appreciate yourself and notice the rhythm that the two of you have got going. And in that deliberate focusing of your own thought, you'll align with who you are and you will return to your power. And as you return to your power, things will occur to you that have never occurred to you before. And timing of things you say will happen in a way that has never happened before. And she, who is an appreciator too, will look at you and say, what has come over you? And you say, maybe I'm growing up to be just like you. In other words, I've been watching how wonderful you are and maybe you're rubbing off on me a little bit. And then take that opportunity to blush a little more all over her. I've loved working with you, and it's really fun watching how good you are at so many things. And when I grow up, I'm going to be just like you. Flatter her with those words that you don't really mean all completely. In other words, you have your place, and it's an important place. And we can feel that in your statement to us, you're wanting, you know that. You're wanting to say, I want to know the importance of my place, even though it's different than the importance of someone else's place. And no one's in competition for which is the most important place, you see. But all of you, you've sort of had that competition trained into you. And we think it's because instead of being aware of the vibrational relationship between where you are and who you really are, tending to how you feel, you've been using so many outside factors to determine the appropriateness of your action that sometimes you've lost your place along the way. And anyone who feels competition with anyone is someone who certainly has lost their place in that. Because you, from your non-physical state of being, know that there is no competition. You know that the resources are infinite, and that your environment will produce your new desire, and that the infinite resources that are expanding because of your new desire will flow forth to assist you. There is no competition whatsoever. You're not in competition for God's love. You're not in competition for worthiness. You're not in competition for resources. You're not in competition for clarity. You're not in competition for anything. And when you get that, then you start wanting to praise everybody who's thriving in anything. And when you start praising those who are thriving here and thriving here and thriving here and thriving here, the experience of your praising and the subsequent alignment of energy that brings you will make you thrive in the things that you are praising, you see. Look for success wherever you see it and be vociferous about it. Be enthusiastically vociferous about it. Talk about what's going well. Talk it all up. Compliment everywhere you go, and watch what begins to happen to your sensation of power.
I think that leads to the other part, is how to find my passion, or how to have a passion, or to be enthusiastic. Anti-passion is thinking about what I want and thinking about its opposite, and thinking about what I want and thinking about its opposite. So, my office mate certainly is efficient, but I'm not. My office mate certainly has a dynamic personality, but I don't. In other words, it's the opposite thought that's slow the passion down. But when you say, I like the way she does that, and I like the way people respond to her, and I like the way she made me feel in that comment, and I like what she gets done, and I like the feeling that she seems to feel. In other words, as you just play up what seems to be working and play down anything that doesn't feel good, your passion will return on every subject that you put your attention upon. Yes. Thank you. Law of attraction is your best friend. Law of attraction amplifies whatever you're giving your attention to, wanted or unwanted. And the more you give your attention to what you want, the better you feel. The more you give your attention to what you don't want, the worse you feel. So law of attraction is your friend in that it keeps amping up whatever you're focused upon. And now you're sensitive to the way you feel. Now your journey's quantifiable. If it's not feeling good, please return to the highlighted route. Good. Thank you. Very good. Try as best you can to make peace with where you are. And as you stop pushing against where you are, you will deactivate the vibration that is holding you there, you see. But as you writhe around in discomfort about where you are, you just keep that vibration active. Some say, well, it seems logical that if I'm here because I've activated this vibration, then if I want to go over there, I just have to activate that vibration. We say, that's exactly right. So we say, tell us about what's over there. But most say, well, first let me tell you about over here. Or let me push against this. Let me tell you why this is so wrong. You can tell by the way you feel whether you are softening the resistance, because when you soften resistance, you feel relief. And when you amplify resistance, you feel stronger stress. In other words, please return to the highlighted route. Please return to who you are. Please return to your idea of what you want. Please don't ask the world to arrange circumstances and events and to defy law of attraction for you. Don't ask to be the one exception in all of the universe where you can set your radio dial on 6:30 a.m. and receive what's being broadcast on 98 FM.
Change the dial, and don't be mad at yourself because you can't change the dial all at once. Just change it a little and change it a little and change it a little and change it a little, and note how much better you're feeling, better you're feeling, better you're feeling, better you're feeling. And then watch everything in your life reflect back to you what your vibrational nature is. You know, you can have something go wrong with one contraption that really irritates you and focus upon it so much that other contraptions in your life begin to malfunction. And then you begin getting that old conspiracy theory going where somebody's out to get you. I must have been bad in a past life, you say. Or there must be some dead person that's messing with all my electronics. And we say, you're the only one who messes with your electronics. You're the only one that messes with your cellular body. You're the only one that affects anything that happens to you. You have absolute control of your experience, and everything and anything that is happening to you is coming in direct response to your vibrational offering. And if you're not getting something the way you want it to be, you've got to change your vibrational offering. But you're not going to ever get there by being mad at yourself about the vibrational offering you've been offering. You got to give yourself a break. You got to say things like, I've been doing the best I know how to do, and I'm getting smarter every day. Things are getting better and better for me. I'm really pleased with how my life is working out. And look how good it is in this area, and this area, and this area, and this area, and this area. And oh boy, do I appreciate that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And as you find more things to appreciate and more things to praise and fewer things to fuss about and fewer things to criticize, fewer things to worry about, as you begin to understand that your life is in this moment, whether you're East Coast or Central Time Zone or West Coast, whether you're on the other side of the world or in the non-physical realm where we are, where there's no time zone at all, it's all happening right now. And your focus is right now. And your emotional guidance system is right now, pointing out to you your vibrational relativity. You want to thrive? You got to think thoughts that feel good. We're done. Now you know everything that is important to know. And now your world is about just practicing it. So we hope that you heard the primary points that we're making here. You create your own reality, and that's good. Where you stand is where you stand, and that's good. What you're living is causing you to clarify your desire. That's so good. You have an emotional guidance system within you that is pointing out to you the vibrational relationship between where you stand right now on every subject and where you want to be. So just follow the good feeling trail on every subject, which means reach for the thought that gives you a little relief. And we want to say to you, there is big relief when you leave depression behind and find revenge. And there's even more relief when you leave revenge behind and find anger. And there's even more relief when you leave anger behind and find frustration. And there's even more relief when you leave frustration behind and find belief. Do you know the difference between frustration and hope? Huge relief. You know the difference between hope and belief? Huge relief. You know the difference between belief and knowing? Still more relief. And we've noticed that there's no end to the relief as we purify and clarify our vibration. Because you keep standing in a new place and you keep launching a new rocket, so you keep creating a new vibrational relativity. And as you continue to reach for yet the better feeling place, before you know it, you are source energy in a physical body having the time of your life. Many people understand that when they die, they will reemerge back into pure positive energy. We say, why wait till you die? We prefer the word croak. It's so disrespectful. Since there is no death. But why wait until there is an utter withdrawal of all attention in order to reemerge into non-physical energy? Why not just improve the quality of your vibration here? Heaven's gate swings both ways, you know, and let source flow through you fully. And when you're one who does that, people who observe you notice that you're vital and alive, that you're resilient, that you're flexible, that you're clear-minded and happy and joyful, that you feel good, that life goes well for you, that every moment is a delicious moment, that it's just peak to peak to peak to peak to peak, wonderful thing after wonderful thing after wonderful thing. They notice you're active. They notice you're busy. They notice that energy is moving through you. They notice that you are alive. They will pronounce you as the most alive, most good-feeling people that they know. When you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on with the energy of your source, you feel wonderful, you say. Good. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing off limits. Where do you want to begin? Some things. Very good.